In this podcast episode, Matt Ridley, a prominent author and evolutionary biologist, delves into the intriguing concept of sexual selection, a theory proposed by Charles Darwin that emphasizes the role of mate choice in evolution. Ridley argues that sexual selection is a distinct process from natural selection, and he explores how it drives the evolution of beauty and extravagant traits in various species, particularly birds. Ridley begins by discussing Darwin's notion of sexual selection, which he introduced alongside natural selection. While natural selection focuses on survival traits, sexual selection emphasizes the importance of mate choice and the aesthetic preferences of individuals. Ridley notes that during Darwin's lifetime, this idea was met with skepticism and ridicule, as many contemporaries believed that mate choice was a trivial aspect of biology. However, Ridley contends that sexual selection is a powerful evolutionary force that shapes the characteristics of both sexes, leading to the development of vibrant colors, elaborate displays, and intricate behaviors. Darwin's initial mention of sexual selection in The Origin of Species was brief, and he faced significant backlash for suggesting that female choice could influence male traits. Critics, including prominent figures like Alfred Russel Wallace and Thomas Henry Huxley, dismissed the idea, often due to societal norms that downplayed female agency. Ridley highlights how Victorian attitudes towards gender roles contributed to the resistance against Darwin's theory. Despite this, some naturalists, like Edmund Sallow, recognized the validity of Darwin's observations, noting that female selectivity in mate choice could drive significant evolutionary changes. Ridley articulates the fundamental mystery of sexual selection. Why do many species develop traits that hinder their survival? He points to the extravagant displays of birds of paradise, which require substantial energy and can make them more vulnerable to predators. This paradox raises questions about the rationale behind such traits. Ridley suggests that these flamboyant characteristics may serve as indicators of fitness, signaling to potential mates that an individual possesses good genes and health. The podcast explores the idea that beauty and performance in mate choice are not merely about survival, but also about seduction. Ridley introduces the sexy sun hypothesis, which posits that females may prefer males with extravagant traits because their offspring will inherit these attractive characteristics, enhancing their chances of reproductive success. This concept suggests that sexual selection can lead to a runaway effect, where even minor preferences for certain traits can become exaggerated over generations. Ridley discusses the trade-offs associated with sexual selection, particularly in species where males invest heavily in displays rather than parental care. He contrasts the behaviors of black grouse and red grouse, noting that while black grouse engage in competitive displays, red grouse invest more in nurturing their young. This difference in parental investment leads to varying levels of sexual selection pressure, with black grouse experiencing more intense competition among males. The podcast introduces the Lek Paradox, which highlights the genetic consequences of sexual selection. In species where males compete for female attention in leks, there is a risk of reduced genetic diversity due to a few males monopolizing mating opportunities. Ridley argues that this can lead to inbreeding and decreased resilience in the population. He suggests that while sexual selection can drive the evolution of beauty, it may also pose risks to the long-term survival of species. Ridley emphasizes the importance of studying birds to understand sexual selection, as they exhibit a wide range of colorful plumage, elaborate songs, and complex mating behaviors. Birds are more visually and audibly expressive than many mammals, making them ideal subjects for examining the dynamics of sexual selection. Ridley notes that the diversity of traits in birds, from bright colors to intricate songs, reflects the influence of female choice and the pressures of sexual selection. As the conversation shifts towards humans, Ridley draws parallels between bird mating behaviors and human romantic displays. He suggests that the principles of sexual selection may also apply to human relationships, where both sexes exhibit selectivity in choosing partners. Ridley posits that traits such as humor, intelligence, and creativity may have evolved as sexually selected features, enhancing an individual's attractiveness to potential mates. Ridley explores the idea that the rapid expansion of the human brain may be linked to sexual selection. he references Geoffrey Miller's theory that the development of cognitive abilities, creativity, and social skills could have been driven by the need to attract mates. This perspective challenges traditional views of evolution, focused solely on survival, suggesting that the pursuit of beauty and social connection has played a significant role in shaping human evolution. In concluding the discussion, Ridley reflects on the lessons learned from the history of evolutionary theory. He emphasizes the importance of humility in scientific inquiry, recognizing that overconfidence can lead to the dismissal of valuable ideas. Ridley advocates for a more open-minded approach to new theories, encouraging scientists to consider the potential validity of unconventional ideas, while also emphasizing the need for rigorous testing.